As the storm gets hotter, how do I find me peace? As the storm gets hotter, how do I find me free? As the storm gets hotter, how do I find me free? As the storm gets hotter, how do I find me free? Through the eyes of a deceived me, how can one escape the reality? Play to believe the truth indeed, and how will you cope with ill-fated deeds? So to please the mind that has no sense of peace. What a daunting task can it truly be with the greed and jealousy that surrounds me? A fortress, a glimmer of hope, of peace, and go back to get that peace. As the storm gets hotter, how do I find me peace? As the storm gets hotter, how do I find me free? As the storm gets hotter, how do I find me free? As the storm gets hotter, how do I find me free? Just look around and you will see the way you feel can be fickle at tease. Right as emotions run past velocity, the lasting impressions can scar so deep. So use the anger and hurt you feel as fuel for you to soar for real, but not to play into my weaknesses. For the Bible says the flesh does that best. But lead me not into temptations, for I just pray that God carries me all through my tests. As the storm gets hotter, how can I find me peace? As the storm gets hotter, how do I find me free? As the storm gets hotter, how do I find me free? As the storm gets hotter, how do I find me free? Going so fast like just looking handy. A mission trying to gain all this bread with the knowledge forbidden the truth. Did you lose a tooth? Have a doof, loose. Looking addicted to life's good purposes. Them shits was awesome. Make you look good. Have you good looking like you flossed them. Make up your defense and suit your wits. Gaining some coins in the bank. A level you got. Rank on the ladder. What you think? Speak it up. Results. Yielding something. Hold a candle to the dark so the light can breach it. Done. Preach it right and you know it's done. Relax your mind and whatever it is that is your pleasure. Many photos can be unraveled and memories can become greatest treasures. How can the storm get hotter? How can I find me free? As the storm gets hotter, how can I find me free? As the storm gets hotter, how can I find me free? As the storm gets hotter, how can I find me free? That in return, you know that you can reach your pleasures. A whole life, little mystery, a life so whimsically vibrant in the way capabilities. As you just going up, inch up to your next goal. What you expose, walking down the metaphoric coals. Did you forget or was you imposed? Let it be known so we can go as it may be. I have my day. I was never the one to always get my way, unless I did it myself. And have I turned it to wealth? And in the end of itself, a moment for you to get your health and health, and then to get your patience. It's the truth to have a much fun like the rabbit in the hat that jumped back. So the rumor has it, it wasn't the spectrum because the beginning said in it, and stunned faces of the milk contented scapers, better known as both and the haters, those and the scapegoaters that motivated and beckoned to the free spirit, which miraculously turned and said to the realist, you gotta know to play the part and top them hit charts. Tom and Sandy made Ron and Candy, made Ross and Carrie, made Jaw and Jade, made Paul and Lacey. Said Carl the payee like down my business was everybody got me feeling like half naked. You know it was something when you put it in words to make it sound cool. You know the funny little language from it. Rugrats adult, good at it and pleasure to have it. Greatly my pleasure, avoid nothing added. Tell like my pleasures discover. You know what I do and what you do, and it's positive. Said yes, hell yeah. Make a statement, you know, like yeah, you did that, but then and in the end that you get what ends that. What? As the storm gets hotter, how do I find me peace? As the storm gets hotter, how can I find me free? As the storm gets hotter, How can I find me free as the storm gets hot? How can I find me free?